Jenny, welcome to another process video. So today I am using an old collection from Amy Tangerine. I'm not sure if this is one of her very first collections. I think that it's the sketchbook. I'm not sure. So this set of papers was from a paper pad that I have, and the front page has fallen off somewhere. So I can't tell what collection it is, but I think it could be sketchbook. So at the moment I'm just cutting out some of these frames that you saw on the sheet, and I'm going to use them as part of my layering. So I'm just cutting some pieces of paper down at the moment. The photos that I want to use, one's a black and white and one has a sepia tone to it. So I wanted to keep the papers sort of neutral, but I also wanted to add some splashes of colour. So I've chosen a piece that is yellow and cream for the background, that has the little border drawn on it with some little splashes of aqua paint drops, and so therefore I'm keeping the other colours black and creams, and using some pops of colour with those little frames, picture frames that you saw me cut out before. So I wanted to match this photo, and first of all I tried it just on the grey sheet with the little round circles, and I didn't like that, so I added the little black and grey chevron underneath, and so I'm happy with that. But I'm needing to cut out a few more of these frames for layering purposes, and grabbing some of the ones that have a little bit of colour on them so that I can use those as well. And I'm just using my scalpel there, or my little craft knife, and it was easier this time around than getting the scissors or the paper trimmer. So it worked out pretty quick, and they weren't all straight, so it made cutting them very easy. So just layering them up and just adding a little bit of dimension to my page and trimming things down. So these photos, you've seen a few of this family. So they're a family friend and friends, and it is Nat's birthday coming up this weekend, so I am trying to finish off her birthday album that I have been making for her birthday. So she has done a little bit of scrapbooking before, but not a lot, and hasn't done any for a long time. So she's keen to get started, so I thought that I would help her out and make a few pages for her. And plus I got to scrap with these gorgeous photos that they had taken from a photo shoot. So I was very happy with that, because sometimes I begin to run out of photos. So that was good. So I'm just sticking the layers down now. I'm happy with where I've got them. I wanted them to keep within that black frame, and yeah, so I've done that. You can still see the frame, but I've taken up most of the paper as well, and so therefore it's very neutral, just with a bit of splash of yellow around the sides and the little pops of colour that I place with these little tags. So just cutting them down so that I can use some of them on the top, and then I can use some of them on the bottom as well. And I do pull out my wet glue, so I haven't bought any more of that beautiful white glue, the Tombow Mono Multi. If I buy that, there's only one place I can buy that, and it's like about $10 for the little container plus postage. So I only usually buy that if I am buying lots of other things. So I had this Tombow Mono Aqua on hand, and it's working perfectly fine. It holds everything together well enough, so I'll keep using that until it runs out, and then I'll decide what else to use. But I found for this sort of layering that the wet glues actually work really well and are so much quicker than having to pull out my double-sided tape that I usually use. So it helped me to cut my time down of making the video, which was good. I was happy with that. I think that this one only took me about 30 minutes, which is a pretty fast layout for me, because usually it takes me about an hour to an hour and a half. So that's why this video is only 9 minutes long, because the glue helped me to move really fast. So just continuing to look and see where I want to tuck some things, and I end up pulling some of the layers out. I didn't really like the one up the top. I was trying to make it work there, but in the end I actually just liked it blank, and I pull that little piece off and you couldn't even tell. So I've grabbed these little hearts. I'm not sure exactly where they're from. They were in one of my previous hip kits and there were a few left over, so I wanted to use them today. So I'm embellishing with a few bits and pieces that I've had left over in my stash. So the bows are from Maggie Holmes, and the little arrow sort of banner there says this, and that is from Heidi Swapp. The little You Make Me Smile circle up the top is a die cut from a Craft pack. The smile there down the bottom that I'm going to put on is from Heidi Swapp as well, a chipboard piece. And that's pretty much it. So it's good to be able to use those little bits and pieces and have them all coordinate together, and just brings in some of the yellow into the center, and yeah, it all coordinates and you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell that it's not from the same collection. And it's great to be able to use some things from older stuff from my stash. Just because they're older collections doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them, and you know, they make beautiful cost-effective layouts. So I was really happy with this. I have way more paper than I could ever use, I think, in my lifetime, so it's actually nice to be able to use some of it. But I did actually go and purchase though today the new Amy Tangerine line. So I've used some of my old, but I did buy some new stuff as well, so you'll see a few layouts with that to come. So I just added a few enamel dots. I was having a look at which ones would suit the page, so I've added a little bit of green and a yellow and a pink. It took me a while to get the colour exactly right, but I'm happy with the way that looks, and I will give you a close-up. And thank you for joining me, and leave a comment, or if you have any questions, leave them and I will get back to you. And thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.